I salute you, my baby doll, baby cake friends. You're a blueberry pie. You do have some whipped cream on you. I'm going to enjoy you after this video. Friends, I want to let you know that crypto is pumping. Juicy news is coming right your way. Have a look at this. Most people are just zoomed in looking at the Bitcoin price chart. I have some juicy information for you today, friends. We're here to flex our mind muscles, and we don't have much of a mind because we've got peanut brains. Because today we are still sniffing. We've got our ears perked up. We're looking at the Twitter field. People will say things. They come to my attention because they remind me of all the euphoria and all the things have topped out type of signals in the past. You're going to see what I mean. There's things like essays. There's things like saying, oh, even though this thing is up 800%, it's actually still cheap because once people start talking like that, that is complete lost their marbles euphoria. But it's not as euphoric as it can get. The best way to look at it is how I've made many videos to tell you before. It's all about hope and disbelief rinsing back and forth. Okay, so we aren't at the full euphoria yet, but it is people hopeful. Like, you know what? Even though it's gone up 800% and I don't want to sell, I hope it keeps going up. Okay, there's always more suckers to come in as long as Bitcoin is under the all-time high. That is the ultimate message from this. So even though we know, okay, yeah, people lost their marbles a bit, doesn't mean they can't keep going. Okay, Bitcoin, anything under 69,000 probably means you're going to be okay and rescued. But any single dollar amount, any pump after 69,000, we are on our own. So this is the price chart that we're looking at when we zoom in. This is the 4-hour chart. We're doing pumping and dumping everywhere, okay, friends? But we want to look at a different picture. Because even the daily chart shows you, okay, we are traversing our way up. What about the weekly chart, friends? Once again, 8 green weekly candles. There is usually almost guaranteed somewhere a retracement that knocks everybody out. Now, we don't really know, right? We could have a little fake retracement, zip up to 48, and make everybody think we're going to break the all-time high, and then we pay for our sins later on. Okay, that's also very possible. You got to make sure you are not leveraged long. So I've even told Crypto Man Ran, friend of the channel, unfollowed me. Don't know why. You know, some people, friends, they take a while to warm up to this because they're not used to what winning really feels like out in public markets and out in the trenches. So I completely understand it. All right. Now, if you are in leverage, you should be taking profits. I saw Crypto Man Ran posting his $850,000 profit. Right. Just a screenshot. I'm just telling you, friends, I'm starting to see more of that. People want to start bragging about their profits. Okay. Just be really careful. Okay, that's one of the best signals. Once you start seeing people bragging, okay, see, back in the day, if you saw people bragging before you met me as your friend, you would probably think, oh my gosh, they're all making money. I've got to jump in now. But now you're going to think opposite. Okay, now you're going to think, uh-oh, this is a traditional, it's getting too hot signal. I better get rid of my riskiest stuff first. As a general reminder, okay, not financial advice, go buy stocks and bonds, see how that works out. I'm just a guy on the internet. But if you had a portfolio of leverage, let's say you had a portfolio of a lot of things, okay, you should be selling the meme coins that are up and your leverage longs. Those are the ones you should be getting out first. Where do you get into? I mean, friends, you could choose whatever you want, but you could be in stable coins. You could just rotate them back to Bitcoin, all right, or any of your other strong core alts. But be careful with the strong core alts because as we traverse the bull market and maybe even my following gets bigger and bigger, not everybody is going to be in, say, Chainlink and Pulse Chain, for example. They're going to be in other core alts at higher prices. Okay, there's going to be people who are long Solana with an average price of $100. Why? Because they're so sure it's going to $1,000. Why? Because some dude on the internet also told them it, but they don't say I'm just a dude on the internet. Okay, they say no. Here's this 4-hour essay about why it's definitely going there. Okay, so you got to be careful about this. But good thing that the weekly super trend has kept us long this whole time. We just got to be careful. And I also want to show you something. So if you open up the bubbles, right? So this is the Morales Money bubbles. You can have a look at type of crypto bubbles or whatever, friends. I think this one has Hex and Pulse Chain, Pulse X here as well. Look, you notice what's happened here. BTT is the BitTorrent token and it's up 44%. But I'm going to show you the big picture now, okay? Because if you are chasing bubbles, you literally have no idea what you're doing, what you're buying, okay? BTT, it's like a BitTorrent token from like many cycles ago, okay? Now, I'm going to show you the official BTT token price. Look what it did. Went nowhere, popped up, okay? And by the way, you're thinking this is a moonshot. Wrong. This is BTT US dollar, okay? This is, yes, 40x looks good, but Ethereum did a 50x, all right? So 40x is trash. So yes, in the last cycle, anything that went under 50x, complete failure. In fact, you'll also say anything that pretty much went under a 100x was a complete failure from the low to the top. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because Ethereum did a 50, right? So you could have bought Ethereum, blue chip, had all the developers, all the network effects from all smart contract platforms, but you couldn't outperform it much, right? That's why it's super important to think about what Ethereum does now. That's why if Ethereum is linked to Bitcoin this cycle, and we don't know, it only does a 10x from 880 bucks to 8,800 roughly, well, you kind of understand how trash most of the other altcoins are going to do. A lot of these coins that you see now, for example, BitTorrent token, they only did a reference of like 40 to 50x because they were mimicking Ethereum. I know it's a crazy thing. Many people, they still never figured it out. I went back and checked all the charts. I've made videos about it. I've literally made specific videos to tell you everything was a function of Ethereum. Is it going to happen again? Maybe. But now, unfortunately, Ethereum is in its third cycle curse, and that's something you've got to be careful about. If you type in BTT as well, there's a new version of BTT, and you can see this pump happening up here, right? So friends, this is what they try to do. It drops 80%, and then yes, tries to come up, but don't be fooled, okay? These project leaders, see, you think you're a genius. You're not, okay? Most of the time, we're all just peanut brains. The people who own the projects, they know what people want. They want a new chart. They want a new logo. And a lot of these projects, what they'll do is they'll relaunch. Like, let's just change everything. Change everything for the new people. Let's make a new contract. Let's move everybody over, migrate. So the new people coming in, there's no old memories. Now, truthfully, there are old memories with the price action. The thing is, when it comes to the chart, you don't see the levels anymore. You don't see where everybody's in. They change the dilution rates. They change the tokenomics. They change who gets which coins. But there are people in there who have been hurt and they're just looking for an exit. Now, as we continue, friends, I'd like to please, if you allow me to, please pump some music. Isn't that fantastic? We're still moving up the line. Have a look at some TA, right? This is from Sir Matthew Hyland, who is a friend of the channel. Look, Bitcoin is doing the exact mimic fractal of what happened at the end of 2020. Now, I'm going to tell you a freaking big fat warning sign once again, okay? I'm just telling you, friends. Whenever, in my experience, I've seen this so many times, whenever a fractal is drawn on people's charts and it starts following, we always get 50 to 75% of the way, and then it fails. I don't know why. Okay, well, you can kind of guess why. It's because you attract too many suckers. Okay, you attract the people who, now everybody's long, now they need it to follow the pattern, and now there's nobody else to continue the pattern. All right, you could do a fractal of almost everything in its own past, and it kind of looks like the same. Okay, I've spent many hours doing this with different charts, and I'm like, oh wow, you could fool people to think this thing was going to follow, and then it didn't. All right, so this is one of the cool things you get to see out here. Luckily for you, you have a friend like me who's not telling you to go degen long up here. So you see what they're doing, friends? You know what they're basically doing is, what they're saying is, one more pump. Okay, those fractals I'm showing you right now, have a look at this. Okay, what they're effectively saying is, they go, hey, this is the whole move, and now one more pump for me to get out. This is why I'm here to translate it for you. They're literally telling you, okay, now it's not just Matthew Hyland himself, but just everybody on Twitter, everybody on YouTube, right? They're saying one last euphoria wave for me to get out, and then I'm done. But what they don't know is every single person has the same fractal. Every single person has the same target. And if everyone has that same target, for example, if everybody thinks Bitcoin is going to hit that 48K mark, okay, 48K-ish, and you got to think to yourself, okay, who's going to be buying at 44, right? It's like the tippity top. So these are the types of things you have to be careful about. Now, obviously, it's very easy for us to hit 48K for Bitcoin, but you got to be imagining yourselves in the big macro swing of the market. Do you remember I told you we can always get saved because Bitcoin's under 69K? We still have time. It's not all the time in the world, and it's not all the money in the world, but we still have time. Well, eventually, that top we're looking at isn't 48K for Bitcoin. Now the target's 88K or 100K and we're up at 80,000, your risk of getting it wrong is enormous now. Because if Bitcoin does turn, you can't buy that dip at 70. You can't buy that dip at 60. Like, you know it's over. Okay, now you know, right? Not everybody else is not gonna know, right? People are gonna think that the best is yet to come. And let's go through some cool stuff, friends. Crapo is bearish. That's right. Mr. Crypto Crapo is still bearish. Can you believe it? Yes, he's still bearish. He goes, summary, prices are going even higher than expected, but everything is overextended and the sentiment is extremely bullish. A big correction is due, maybe a blow off top. So I'm saying here, it would be funny. This would be the most amazing part, friends. It'll be amazing if Bitcoin dips down. So I'll show you the chart pattern, right? It'll be big. Let's have a quick look. This is Bitcoin right now. It will be hilarious, right? If we actually dip down here and then he thinks he's right and then we bust up to 40K, but then that's the actual top. And then we come back down, something like that. That would be the funniest thing. And by the way, this is common market pattern, okay? Common market pattern, friends. When there is euphoria, do not think you're going to be the genius to get out and then it's cool and it's easy, all right? You can't think of it like that way, okay? You have to think about it like this. You say, okay, if I click some sell buttons today, will I be happy about them in 3, 6, 9, 12 months? Will I? Okay. If you look at GCR, for example, when it was posting in 2021, he had all the conviction in the world. He's like, all these billion-dollar valuations, he knew. He's like, well, you have all these altcoins with a billion-dollar valuation and they have inflation of like 8% per year. All right. Now, 8% per year, that's $80 million of token inflation. And what he's doing is he's looking at the bids, which is what your friend Tommy here does. And I'm looking at the bids and I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. $1 billion market cap, you mint 8% token inflation every year. How on earth are you going to find a new bunch of retailers to buy this $80 million of dump pressure when the bid itself is only 20 million? Okay, right now, the whole bid's 20 million. So you need 80 million just to keep it at this same price. That's the mindset he's thinking about. Okay, these retailers coming in. If you start to look at altcoins like this, friends, you're going to see them in a completely different light. And that's why they're a lot more risky than most people think. Now, I want to show you this really cool, right? I said, here, look at this. What will crypto look like ahead? And I'll summarize it here for you. A coin will go up, and then all these overconfident people come out writing lengthy essays about this is still cheap despite 800% rally in a straight line. That's what Solana has done, friends, okay? Solana up 800% from the bottom. And I'm saying this is warning signs. Many aren't going to listen before. So, you know, this is Mr. Santiago. I'm sure he's a very smart dude. I heard some interviews. You don't even need to read this, friends. You can just see, like, it's just like long, lengthy essays. Basically, like, you know, look at the, please, friends, just straight back. Have a listen, just how it starts, okay? As soon as I read a message like this, I go, oh, okay, time to get out, right? Every single time. Look at this. You simply need to understand that many more users will bridge and enter the Solana ecosystem to use protocols given the recent airdrop bonanza. Friends, please listen to me, okay? Airdrops are bear signals, okay? Do you know why? It's because the founders and the team also want to airdrop themselves, but they need to do it when there's enough market activity for them to exit, because they need people to have some speculation that there's going to be more things to come and that this token is worth a certain amount, all right? And while everybody is thinking about it and conceptualizing, oh, this might be a 400 million valuation, this should be around this price. While they're thinking like that, the teams can dump. And then they do dump, and they do it relentlessly, okay? So that's why it's a bearish signal. It's because every incentive for the airdroppers themselves is to do it when there's a lot of retail emotional money in, okay? Here I can even show you, friends. Look at this. Like, look, friends, I don't care. Okay, I don't really care. I know the game. I know how the game works. I'm here to teach you about the game, to teach you it is a game, even up to Bitcoin, okay? Everything's a game, okay? I call them out. And I don't really care. I know they're smart. Yes, they might have billions of dollars. I don't really care. All right. I've seen enough of this. All right. We put our gloves on, we step in the arena. This is what it's like. Look, even saying this, I go, this post literally reads like a sell signal. Start trimming SOL. Okay, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about when you see this as well. Okay, it's going to be very obvious in hindsight. This is the Solana chart. You go to the bottom and you look at this. You go, all right, you're literally up 800%, which is a 9x from the low. Now, I have done this. What I'm about to show you, I've done this, friends, and I'm telling you, I've learned from my mistakes. So what I will do is okay, I'm just teaching you from me, my mistakes. I'm not perfect. I'm just a peanut brain, all right? I've learned from my behaviors of the past and I modify them too, okay, to adapt so we can win the game better. I'm telling you, when someone like me now would come around and say, to euphoric sell signal, okay, no one would do that. But if they did, what I would be doing is I'd get the very, very big long chart and I would say, well, no, look, we're still cheap. We're still cheap. Why? Because we are down minus 71% from the high still. We haven't even broken the high. Truthfully, the market doesn't care. It's filled with weak hands, okay? And yes, truthfully, it really does come down to measuring from the bottom. Why? Because you're going to find out the hard way. When there's Bitcoin jitters, the leverage, the weak hands, the paper hands, just as fast as they come in, they come out. And now you're just left with the fundamentals. That's why I strongly disagree with anybody who's like, wow, there's a lot of airdrops happening on this ecosystem. Let me go join in. You have no belief. You have no conviction. Your conviction has to rely on other soy boys who are telling you that Solana is the future of finance, when all it's been doing is retracing for these VC scum to exit and tell everybody it's going to do the Ethereum fractal and everything's there to go, okay? That's why you got to really be careful. Look at this. I've even shown you this. Look at this. Another thing you're seeing. Here I am saying, did we just get cursed? So Mr. Steven, he says, you know what's interesting? There hasn't been a major rug or hack on Solana yet from this pump. Hackers and ruggers are late bridges. All right, this is, see friends, I can capture these things. They come my way. I'm like, something don't sound right with that. I feel like in a few months or days, you never know, we take that and then we just post it next to Solana protocol loses $30 million. You know what I mean? I could just see it. And when's the hack happening, friends? On the way down. On the way down. Okay, we've seen this so many times before. I've even got this picture here for you, just to reiterate. So you look at this, 99% of crypto Twitter on the timeline is shilling, soy, Lana, its ecosystem, and its airdrops. Precisely all the reasons why you should be trimming out. And of course, I have a picture here. This is meant to be Sergey Nazarov holding a Big Mac. Okay, has nothing to do with Solana. We're just doing it for the fun and the memes. Please. I was here, still am, 18 hours a day. I sniff all the chairs out there. I am now watching today all these people who farm engagement, who engagement bait you on YouTube and Twitter to get more views and followers. They're just engagement bait, friends. They tell you like, oh, I told you that this coin was going to pump and then it did. These soy boys are now making threads about this random Jito airdrop that they never spoke about. I have these people on notifications. I read their posts. They did not speak about this recent airdrop that was a shock surprise. I give everybody quite a bit of money, okay? They're now acting like they're talking about it the whole time. And suddenly what they've done is now they're starting, by the way, friends, there's like 4 or 5 people of these, okay? Just gathering influencers, 100,000 plus people. They are now funneling people back into their old airdrop farming strategy. These retailers, they do the same thing. They see one airdrop that they weren't paying attention to. They look at it, and what these influencers do is they say, hey, see this thing that went up? I am now going to attach myself to it, and I was actually talking about it, and I liked it. You know what I mean? And a lot of these people, they're frauds, friends. They're frauds. I was watching them every day. I'd never even heard of this Jito airdrop before, okay? Until it comes out, and these people are now pretending like they are like the gods and the saviors for this. But really what they're doing is, and this is the truth, and you know it, they're not winning in public markets like us. They're not actually buying low and selling high. What they're doing is they're trying to be in the business of crypto. They're trying to engagement farm, get followers, earn an income. They're trying to sell advertising space, sponsors. They're trying to get people to subscribe to them on the Twitter just for information, trying to sell research. They're trying to build like multiple sources of income. Now, that's well and truly good. The problem is they're scum. Why? They're trying to build multiple sources of income by telling you that you should be doing active public market buying and holding and participating. Okay, that's complete hypocrisy because they're not doing it. All right. The truth is, it's a bit of one, they don't really believe in it, and two, they don't even have the skill. They don't even know what they're doing. They grab words, they're copying and pasting each other, and they're always chasing what moved in the past. They are not ballsy enough to be contrarian. They don't even know. They don't know what they're doing. You know that, friends. Look at the stuff I have to cop. Go read the reply section. Go to the very, very bottom of the reply section, friends. Death threats, violence. YouTube has to block 90% of comments, friends. I don't delete any comments, but YouTube has auto block. Sometimes I go in, I'm like, man, this guy is freaking salty. He's been messaging me for 3.5 months and he's going to kill me and my family. Like, just these weird people out here, even though I say this can go to zero, number one. And two, even if it works out, I'm locked in for 2 years. Okay? Hasn't been 2 years yet. Is it December 2025? No. No matter how many times I say that, people still don't get the point. I completely understand, friends. Just a lot of people just aren't cut out for it. That's it, right? All I can tell you is that I'm here as your voice. It's like you have a free mentor teaching you, yeah, you know what? This person says this, screw them. That person's writing essays about this, yeah, I'm still not FOMO buying out of my bags, okay? I've done the fundamental research, okay? So all this information I've shown you, this actually helps you level up, okay? Not watching these entertainment shows that throw in 19,000 altcoins and they just go around congratulating everyone. Okay, friends, that helps no one. Okay, what they're doing is they're farming engagement. All right, they're trying to grab the pump attention from each project to gather it in, to gain more influence, gain more popularity, and the influencers themselves get insider access to ICOs. Okay, that's what they do. That's how, they did it last cycle. They're going to do it all over again. I'm going to try call it out when I see it, but you know what? They might all get trapped this time. Because who knows, friends? They might be begging for 100K Bitcoin at the very, very top as well. You don't really know. Don't rely on these people at all. Just rely on yourself. And hey, I'm going to be there every step of the way as much as I can. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, all. The juiciest crypto news. Catch you very soon.